What's going on, YouTube? Hope you guys are having a solid Friday as we go into this weekend here. I want to do just a short one. I don't know if you guys have seen, I'm a day late on it, but the war in Gaza, the war between Israel and the Palestinians has reached a ceasefire. They've reached a ceasefire, so they're gonna put a little time out to the war. Israel's getting its hostages back, and I guess in exchange they're gonna not bomb the Palestinians for a month and a half or so. The point isn't really that. I'm not honestly all that read up on that. I get the idea generally, but honestly, my honest opinion is not my business. It makes it my business in the sense that the United States is involved, and we're obviously feeding Israel money and weapons, so that's one thing. But overall, the general conflict, I don't know enough about it to really speak on it one way or the other. And to be honest, I don't really care that much. Let them do their own thing, I guess. That's their problem. Keep it over there. The thing I wanted to talk about was the credit claiming from the politicians already starting. I mean, this is not already starting. It always happens, I guess. This was the example I wanted to lead with, and just brace up, because we all know what's going to happen on Monday. We got Trump's inauguration is coming up. So Biden's out, Trump's in, and we'll see what really changes. But who gets the credit for the positives or the negatives? Who gets blamed? Who gets the credit? This Gaza thing, Biden's claiming credit, Trump's claiming credit. In reality, I think the answer lies somewhere in between. I think it's the truth, I think, is really just that Biden and them in the general, his administration has been going back and forth with Israel and the Palestinians trying to broker some kind of deal, and they just haven't got it done. They definitely were trying. How hard they were trying, I don't know. Like I said, if we're basically giving Israel weapons, money, our intelligence, and letting them use it, I feel like that's pretty good strings to be like, hey, cut this shit out, or we're gonna cut off all your aid and things like that. I feel like you should have been able to do that. Got something earlier than this. Apparently, the deal that they struck, this hostage returning and just a true ceasefire for a little while, was on the table for like a hot minute now. So they obviously didn't have that much motivation. There wasn't a drive from the Biden administration to get this done. Trump basically comes in, and then it gets approved, whatever they agreed to this, and now Trump's taking credit. I think if I had to give it, like, who did most of it, I would say it's probably like 70-30. Trump made this happen. Trump's administration, whatever, made this happen. Sounds like they went over there and kind of strong-armed him a little bit more than Biden was willing to do, and just like, hey, we don't want this shit, and we want to take credit for it, for the ceasefire. So end this shit, time out for a little while. But Biden's like, well, my administration has kept the upcoming administration involved. It's like, well, you didn't fucking get anything done, dude. Nothing's worse than politicians being like, we need to be reelected because so we can do this, this, and this. And it's like, you were just in power. That's a big thing with this whole the last election, where they're like, well, we'll get into the student loans. Did you do it? No. They're gonna immigration. We can fix immigration. Motherfucker, you're the president. You're the vice president. Get it done now. You have the power. Right now. Make it happen. But they don't want to make it happen. They want to use it as a lever to just keep themselves in power, just as a carrot on a stick for their voters to be like, hey, come on. Hey, get the stick. It's not, they're not motivated by improving anything. It's just to get reelected, stay in power as long as possible, it seems like. I hope Trump gets some of the shit done he says he's going to get done. That'd be great. But like I said, in reality, I think it was mostly Trump's administration coming in and saying, hey, cut this shit. I think it wasn't Biden's administration, because one, if they could have got it done, they would have got it done, because it was making them look bad. I mean, this whole war in general wasn't really a good look. We obviously got the war in Ukraine as well. If Trump pulls that off and he gets that to, like, ends that somehow too, without, like, Ukraine not existing afterwards, or something crazy, I mean, that's pretty impressive. That's a big win for him. But it seems like the general narrative is Trump's doing pretty good. But the thing I wanted to talk about more than any of this was the overarching thing of these politicians going to start claiming credit for what happens here. They're already setting up for it. The White House press secretary, Karine Jean-Pierre, I don't know why she has a French last name, but I don't know, maybe she's not. Maybe her family's from like one of the islands that were colonized by the French or something like that. I don't know. But they're already setting up with, like, Americans might not feel it today, but they're going to see the benefits of this administration in the future. Or they're going to see the economy collapse, and then they're going to... Either way, they're setting themselves up to be like, it's either our good job that made this good thing happen, or it's Trump's fault that bad things happen. Like I said, the answer is probably in between somewhere in there for the most part. Economically, which is what I'm more concerned with than anything, where this goes in the next 4 years is going to be, I think, pretty crazy to watch, because I don't think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be negative. Hope it's not. Hope everything works out great. I just don't see how it floats that way. They're trying to set up for, if the economy goes into somewhat of a recession, a more pronounced recession, I guess, or anything worse than that, stock market. If the stock market crashes, they're going to blame Trump. If the economy goes to shit, they're going to blame Trump. But in reality, it was probably a lot of the fact that we spent so much fucking money in the last 6 years that it was bound to happen at some point. It doesn't matter who was the president or not. The president obviously has some sway over how the economy rolls in the United States for our energy policy. They don't control Congress has control of over how much money we spend, but it's a gray area. I think they can spend quite a bit of money without congressional approval just by the way they do things, executive orders. So they can sway it, but in reality, it's Congress spending too much money, and it's the Fed in the rates. We've been talking about this on the channel for a long time. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, go back and watch some of the other videos. But basically, the stock market is going to go the way, unless something bad happens and something breaks, black swan level shit. The stock market's going to go the way the rates go. So they're going to keep cutting rates. Stock market's going to keep going up. Stock market goes up, dollar goes down. That's where we're headed long term. That's what's going to happen. But the general economy, if it falls apart due to inflation kicks back off, stock market crash, housing market crash, any of this stuff is really all based around the Fed, and the president doesn't have control like that over the Fed. So it's not the president's fault. I would say in order, it's the Fed, Congress. They can probably share the top spot because it's two different sides of the same coin. They're doing different things completely, but we've talked about it before. We're spending too much money, and we're going to keep spending too much money. It's not going to stop anytime soon. The president signing off on the budget or whatever, I guess you can say it's partially his fault, something like that, but not really. Biden wants to save his legacy. In my opinion, I don't know who's been president in my lifetime that I remember. Bush, I don't really remember. I was too young. And then Obama, Trump, Biden, Trump. I would say Biden's the worst president of my life, which granted is pretty short to remember who's president and what they really did. So obviously big caveat on that. But what happened? They want to claim the economy is stronger than it's ever been. Unemployment's low. Great. Normal people are struggling more than I've ever seen them struggle. Granted, I wasn't around for 2008 in the sense of, I had no idea monetarily what was going on. We were fucking playing Modern Warfare 2 sitting in front of the TV, man. Me and my little brothers were split screening COD. So I don't know what was really going on in 2008. This is the worst I've ever seen it. Like I said, pretty narrow scope, but overall, I think if you're paying attention, you don't look fondly upon what Biden did as president. I don't think it was positive. I'm hoping Trump turns it around. I don't know. You'll have to let me know what you think if we're going to get anything out of it. Just be on the lookout for this shit, because I hate it. Nothing's more annoying than when politicians basically just get on their social media or make statements, whatever, videos, and just blatantly lie and take credit for things they had nothing to do with. it's infuriating, and I can't stand it. So, I don't know. Let me know if it bothers you too, and just get ready, because it's coming. It's going to happen, one way or the other. Things go great, Biden's claiming all because of his stuff, all because of his policies. Things go bad, it's all Trump's fault. And we've been doing this every time. He's going to claim he's handed in the best economy in years, blah, blah, blah. It's just, I mean, it's mind-numbingly stupid. So, I don't know. Like the video if you got something out of it. Dislike it if you didn't. Enjoy your weekend. And, I don't know. Might make a video this weekend. If something piques my interest over the break. But otherwise, I'll catch you guys Monday.